Caught red-handed in the act of. This is just a slice of my life, a couple of them. When I was a little kid, oh, wait a minute. Isn't that maybe unnecessary to say little kid? Because aren't all kids little? I think so. That's like saying electric light bulb, because all light bulbs are electric. Anyway, I was a little kid. I was very little, and in the first grade, I was very, very little, because the first graders are kind of small. Anyway, I was the shortest kid in the class, so I was maybe 1/3 of the size of the tallest of the TAs. So I remember I often would stand in the middle of the lines so that my shortness of stature might appear less conspicuous, although perhaps that was somewhat of a feeble effort on my part. But I remember one day I was standing in the middle of the line, thinking I was hiding my height, when it was winter, and we were all wearing our little hooded jackets. Of course, they were little so that they would fit us, and the hoods were all very small to accompany our small heads, because we were children. And we were being reprimanded by the TA, who was an adult, and she was trying to tell us that if we didn't shape up, we'd have to all go inside. And they were all lined up with various amounts of snot on our faces, as usual. And all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. I guess I said my thoughts out loud, which little kids often do. So I guess I said something such as, "We don't mind going indoors, actually, since it's cold out here." I'm sure I said "we," which I probably shouldn't have said, since that's one of those carnal sins that you shouldn't do when you're a little kid. You can't speak for everybody else, because maybe they don't feel that way. Anyway, the next thing that happened was as follows. That TA got so pissed. Oh my God. She grabbed me. She ran up to me. She spotted who had said it. And she decided that what I had said was totally inappropriate. So she grabbed me by the hood, yanked me out of that line, and pulled me aside. I think she pulled me all the way indoors, and stared right at me, and gave me the lecture, telling me I was a smart aleck, and it wasn't okay to be a smart aleck. And, she said that I couldn't do that. And at that very moment, let me tell you, I felt naked, like I had no clothes on, even though I really did. And I felt like she could read my mind, even though really she couldn't. That was the feeling. Decades later, here I am in a country where, not right at the very moment, I'm by myself, and here's puzzle, but if I were to go out, say, 50 feet away, or down to the store, or anywhere, people all speak Spanish all around me. And what happens? Well, after I'd been here, a few weeks, you may ask, well, maybe I'd picked up the language some. Well, I had picked up some words, but not that fast. A person doesn't. You don't. I didn't know any Spanish when I came, and very gradually I began to pick up words. But what happens? Well, do you think I listened to every single word of Spanish that I heard around me? You can't. The ear begins to tune out the words around you. And that's what I did. The ear automatically tunes out the Spanish. Why? Was it wrong to tune out the Spanish? No. You are bombarded constantly by words you don't understand, and to constantly learn, to constantly listen to them and hear them, and to attempt for the mind to constantly attempt to hear them, to decipher them, is too much. It's too overwhelming. So what happens? You shut it out. You tune it out. You block it out. And that's what I did. I walk around and I constantly, automatically, knee-jerk response, block out every single Spanish word. But occasionally I hear English. Bingo. My ear hears English, and bingo, I zero in on it. My ear automatically hears that English, and then what happens? Well, I listen for certain Spanish words because I have to. I have to hear those Spanish words. When I hear señora, I want to know if it's directed at me, because sometimes someone wants me to move out of the way. Sometimes someone wants to get my attention and ask me a question, so I want to hear that. I want to listen for certain words or certain things. If someone is asking me a specific question, I want to hear that. But the rest of the Spanish is turned out. But when I hear that English, oh boy, I hear it. I don't care how far away it is. If someone says my name, if someone says puzzle, if someone says puzzle or puzzle, that's the Spanish version of puzzle. Or someone says my name, oh my God, especially in an American accent, said correctly, the way it was brought up to say it, what happens? I instantly freeze, because it's the same feeling. Almost as if I have no clothes on. I'm naked, somewhat embarrassed, like a person can see my whole life, even though they really can't, even though I really have clothes on. Think, guys, you don't have anything you don't have anything on your bottom. It's just like those dreams you have that you're walking around with no pants on. Think, women, you're topless in your dreams. Like someone can read your mind, even though they can't. Those moments, those rare moments when someone addresses me out in public in that American accent I hardly ever hear, I feel all of a sudden completely transparent, a little too transparent, only because I'm not used to it. It's just that somewhat odd, uncomfortable feeling. Slice of life. Caught red-handed in the act of. Just thought I'd share. Thank you. Bye-bye.